We've officially entered our transfer cycle. I have severe cramping, and then I want to get this endometriosis removed. I want to do the surgery. I'm doing 2 patches. My MTHFR gene mutation, it's basically, yeah, the cyst that you had last week is gone. It looks like your body got rid of it. I'm like, what cyst? Progesterone in oil. This is the length of the needles.
Stabbing you, it's not in my
It's an injection. The embryo was like sticking to the catheter. I actually cried during acupuncture this morning. The guy was like, are you guys expecting? And AJ was like, actually we are.
January 17th, scheduled to scratch. On the 19th, you're going to take your last birth control pill. On the 23rd, you're going to do blood and ultrasound.
We've officially entered our transfer cycle. I just got off the phone with the nurse. She was going over my schedule with me. Right now, I am taking norethindrone, which is a form of progestin-only birth control. So I'm going to be on that for a total of 17 days. I'm already about a week in, and then the whole process continues, and I'm going to take you along everything. Right now, our transfer is scheduled for February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, and I am anxiously hopeful, but also I understand that it may not work the first time. It's very common, so I'm just kind of trying to balance my expectations. But I'm just happy to be at this point and to be taking the next step to creating our family. I have a couple of days left of birth control, and I just got the best package from this company called My Vitro, and they make IVF goodies to help the process be less, I don't know, annoying and dull. First thing they sent over is this hat, and if you didn't know, the pineapple is the symbol of infertility. So if you see someone wearing a pineapple, most likely they're struggling with infertility if they're like repping pineapples all the time. Okay, so first off, they sent over a couple of ice packs. They sent over this little travel kit. They sent over this little bag. This is one of the coolest things. This is a refrigerator box because when you're doing stims, a lot of your medications have to be refrigerated. This is probably the biggest and coolest thing. It's a door organizer for all of your meds, which is so useful. You just hang it up somewhere and you have easy access. Have little bandages with pineapples and stickers on them so that when you're doing your shots, you need a band-aid, you have something that's colorful and fun. This is cool. These are labels for all of your medications. These are all of the most common medications that you use during IVF, and I just love this. I wish I had this during stims, and I just think that was so sweet. So thank you so much, My Vitro, for sending that over. If you guys know someone going through IVF, this would be such a thoughtful gift to get them ahead of time, because they can actually use all of these things and it will actually make their life better. Because I know it can be difficult if you know someone going through this. It's hard on the outside to know how to help, and I think this would be a great gift. So love that. It's the next morning. I had a pretty bad endo episode, I call them, last night. I've been having these my whole life ever since I hit puberty, but I didn't know what they were until recently. I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I have a 5-centimeter chocolate cyst on my left ovary, and I'm sure I have plenty of other lesions elsewhere, but I've never had the laparoscopic surgery to confirm it. Basically, with these episodes, all of a sudden, from 0 to 100, I will be perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden, I am in 10 out of 10. I would say 8.5 out of 10 severity of pain. I have severe cramping in my uterus area, but also what's the worst part for me is the back pain. It feels like if you've ever had a Charlie horse or a muscle cramp, you know that terrible feeling of when your muscle is contracted and it's like the worst thing, but then it goes away. Well, for me, what it feels like in my back is like that Charlie horse feeling, but it doesn't go away. It's just tense this whole time. That's what it feels like, and it lasts for hours if I don't take care of it. So what I know to do now is I usually pop 3 Advils and 3 Tylenols at the same exact time. And you guys, it's so bad to the point where if I didn't have people in my life who knew these episodes and were familiar with them, I would be in the ER every single time. So even with the concoction of pain meds that I take right away, it barely takes the edge off, but it takes it from like an 8.5 to like a 6, to the point where I can, like, my anxiety comes down. I'm like, okay, I will get through this. The reason I share this is because I have never heard of anyone going through this. So if you have endometriosis or suspected endometriosis, or you know someone who has similar episodes, please reach out to me, because I feel so alone in this. My doctors, they put me on the pill when I was 16 for painful periods and painful episodes like this. And I'm on birth control, you guys. I'm literally on birth control. It's not like I'm on my period and it's day 1 and it's terrible. No, I'm literally on the pill. This makes no sense. I had to have my brother drive me home one day in the middle of a work day. I couldn't even drive myself home, like, and it was so embarrassing just to have someone see you in that state. I was sitting right here in the passenger seat, like leaned back, literally crying and sobbing. And I don't think anyone should have to live with that. I can't live like this anymore. We are 27 days out from transfer, and I just got out of my endometrial scratch, which is a procedure where they go into your uterus and just like scratch around to activate the lining, promote blood flow, get it ready to hopefully hopefully be receptive to an embryo. So it was very easy. I took 800 milligrams of ibuprofen as recommended by them, and it felt like a 2-second, it almost was like a pap smear, maybe slightly worse, but it was like a breeze. Super quick. They also drew my blood to retest my vitamin D levels because my vitamin D was a little bit high at 111 because I was supplementing way too much vitamin D. So we stopped that, and hopefully my levels come back normal. I have a couple days left of birth control, and then we start estrogen.
Still exercise like crazy?
I just got from the gym, yeah, so I'm... But then this week I start the estrogen, so I have to stop soon, so.
I always not say stop.
Yeah, just like
cut
back, yeah. It'll be worth it.
Alright, so stress level, a little nervous.
A little bit,
Yeah. You know you're gonna come out of this section pregnant for sure, you know that, right?
I try to think that. So yeah, I got the email for the appointment on 8 a.m.
Okay.
for transfer day.
Okay.
And then, so should I just come after as soon as I finish?
Yes.
Okay. So they want me there at 10, but it's at 11.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah. When it comes to working out, I've been going back and forth about what I want to do for transfer. I've been working out really, really hard for the past 6 to 8 months, and it's been making me feel amazing. So I want to make sure I maintain that somehow throughout this process so that I don't go crazy mentally. So right now my plan is to cut back on exercise the week or so leading up to transfer, and then following their protocol after transfer of being a couch potato for a few days. So as of right now, I'm still working out like regular. I'm also drinking a bunch of electrolytes. This is something my acupuncturist has recommended throughout my entire IVF journey. So during stims, I was on electrolytes as well, and I love the Element ones. These are the best ones in my opinion because they have everything that you need and nothing that you don't. So they have 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 grams of magnesium, and no sugar, none of that stuff that you really don't need. I like that I know exactly what I'm putting into my body with Element, and they taste really yummy. So yeah, it's just important for me to stay hydrated right now, make sure that I'm getting the most out of all of the water that I am drinking, making sure I'm replenishing electrolytes, which is important whether you're someone who works out or who doesn't, or who's going through IVF or who isn't. We all need to replenish our electrolytes, and I just want my body to be in the best possible state. I've been trying to eat healthy too, but I do struggle getting my fruits and vegetables in. I'm actually about to eat some fruit after this. But yeah, I absolutely love partnering with Element. They are just such a great company. I love everything they stand for and everything that they make. You just know exactly what is in it, which is so important to me. And if you didn't know, electrolytes help the conduction of nerve impulses. They help with hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, fluid balance. And I know it does work because on the days that I forget to drink it, I just don't feel as hydrated. I don't know how to describe the feeling of being hydrated, but once you try Element, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's so little that we can actually control about embryo transfer, so I want to do everything that I can to be in my best health possible. So right now Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/RachelV. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/RachelV. It's January 24th and I'm starting my medications. I'm so excited. So these are the medications that I'm starting today. We have the estrogen patches. I'm doing 2 patches on my abdomen, changed every 3 days. I'm doing estrogen in the pill form twice a day. I'm doing a baby aspirin once a day. And then Ultraflora Balance. They sell this in their office, so they want me on this, as well as lactobacillus. So let's try to put these patches on without messing them up. Okay, let's clean the area, let it dry a bit. Oh, they're pretty small. This is what they look like. This is crazy. Oh, it kind of blends in with your skin. That's nice. Right next to each other. The nurse said to do them right next to each other and then switch sides every 3 days. And this officially starts the journey to building up the uterine lining to host an embryo. It's 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to be consistent with the time that I do these. I need to take this stuff too. This is estradiol 2 milligram tablet. Okay, these 2 pills are so cute. They're like pink and blue. Cheers. So this is where I keep all of my IVF stuff. This was my stuff from Stims, and then right here is everything I'm taking currently. So we have a Ritual Prenatal, my Metanex. This is for my MTHFR gene mutation. It's basically folate. This is the estrogen, aspirin, and then the 2 probiotics, my estrogen patches. So this is my lineup. And then in 2 weeks, we start progesterone and oil injections. So we're gonna do this estrogen protocol for 2 weeks. Then we introduce the progesterone for a total of 3 weeks from today. Basically almost is embryo transfer. We're 13 days out and I'm here for an ultrasound just to check the lining of the uterus, make sure it's thickening properly. I've been on estrogen for a little over a week, and I brought my nurse a sunscreen because every time I see her, she's like, oh my gosh, your skin looks so good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. I work for a dermatology office, so I need to hook you up with all the goodies. So I brought her my favorite sunscreen from Alastin. Having a good nurse just goes such a long way. Having a friendly face that you see all the time, because I'm here all the time. If you're going through treatments, you're always here. And there are other nurses as well, but this particular nurse is just, she's like comforting. I don't know how to explain it. So let's go do this ultrasound. Okay, I just got out and apparently I had a cyst last week that is now gone, because she was like, yeah, the cyst that you had last week is gone. It looks like your body got rid of it. I'm like, what cyst? What are you talking about? Why is no one telling me what's going on? So the endometrioma is still there, obviously. That doesn't go away, but I had a cyst on my right ovary, which is now gone, which doesn't make sense because I was literally on agestin, which is what you're on to prevent cysts. So I don't know why my body's producing all of these cysts. So just fingers crossed that for the next 2 weeks, I don't develop any more cysts. I'm on estrogen and I know that can cause cysts, but this was last week before I even started the estrogen. So I just hope nothing goes wrong. Everything goes smooth from here out. If you're new here, I did have to delay my IVF stims for 3 to 4 weeks because of a cyst. So I'm just hoping nothing delays this transfer and that I don't have to start this whole process over again. Oh. We're 6 days out from transfer, and this morning I have blood and ultrasound to check for my estrogen levels and to check the lining again, make sure it's thickening properly. Last week we were at 11, so let's see where we're at today. And then I have my intralipid infusion today. So this is something that we're doing because of my elevated natural killer cells, which are basically killer cells in my body that could potentially attack the embryo and cause implantation failure. So an intralipid infusion is done before embryo transfer. It's basically a bunch of fats that are going to be input into my body. It's usually a mixture of soybean oil and egg yolks is what I read online, and it's basically omega-3s and omega-6s or something like that. And basically when you infuse that fat into your body, that excess fat absorbs the extra killer cells or something like that are in the uterus so that they're not going to attack the embryo. So we're doing that today, 6 days out. I've heard that it can feel weird, so I'm just hoping that it goes well. I brought my Kindle, my laptop, a protein shake, some snacks, my AirPods. I brought everything because it can take a couple of hours for the whole IV to go through. 8 mLs. I'm not sure if they're putting the IV in the arm or in the hand, so I wore this jacket just in case. I'm out of the appointment. It was so fast. It only took 20 minutes for the entire drip and I did 8 mLs. It looked like this milky white substance. I was afraid that it would be like a thick oil and that freaked me out, but it wasn't. It was, you could tell it was like mostly, like it was very runny, so I was relieved. Not painful at all. We did it in the arm, which I'm so grateful for because I hate hand IVs. I'm just like so relieved. It was $412 for 8 mLs, and she said that there's a chance I may be able to do less mLs, for example 4, and have the price be lower because I have to do this every 28 days up until week 24 of pregnancy, which is going to be a lot of money, but she said that it works and it's worth it, so that's what we're gonna do. My next intralipid would be after my second beta test, so after my second positive pregnancy blood test, that's when we would do the second one. Yeah, unfortunately intralipids are not covered by insurance, but I'm so grateful to have insurance that covered all of the main stuff, so I really can't complain. So yeah, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna change my shirt, go to work, and have a normal day. I feel completely normal and I'm really happy. We're 5 days out and today we start the progesterone in oil shots. It's 8 o'clock. We're gonna try to do them at 8:15. This is the length of the needle. So the needle is this big and it goes in the butt right here. So they say to heat up the area beforehand because you can feel a lot of pain with these injections, especially since it's an oil-based medication. It can cause like lumps and soreness in the butt. So if you heat up the area before and then move around after and get the medication to disseminate, you're less likely to have that pain. Although every single person that I've watched online has had a lot of soreness in the area because I'm going to be doing these shots up until week 13 of pregnancy every single morning. So just imagine this huge needle going into your butt every day. You're going to be tired of it. So we're going to alternate sides every day.
You ready? Mm-hmm. I'm a little scared.
Go very fast, like
Just stab
with
you?
intention, yeah.
But I don't feel safe stabbing you.
If you go too slow, it's gonna not go in and it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So you gotta go forcefully.
You sure you want me to do this?
Can you touch where you're gonna do it so I know
Maybe.
with your finger?
Oh, now I have to clean it again.
Are you sure that's the spot?
Yeah, that's the spot.
Here? Right here?
Yeah.
Babe, you
Hold on.
have to.
Stabbing you, it's not in my
It's an
ability.
injection.
Yeah, I know, but I'm literally
I'll do
stabbing
it
you.
myself.
Really? No.
Babe, go.
Babe, stop pressuring me.
You're
or
not
else-
gonna hurt me. You're not gonna hurt me. I'm indestructible. 1, 2, 3. That didn't even hurt.
You didn't.
Was there blood?
Alright, so
That
now I
wasn't
know.
bad at all.
Now I know the pressure. I was scared of it not being too forceful and me just butchering the entry, or me being too forceful.
No, I can see what they mean by getting sore because I can already feel like that sensation of like you just worked out your gluteus. What is this? Gluteus medius. Like you just did abduction. But that wasn't bad. There is blood.
What?
It is so windy. I hope you can hear me over the wind. Tomorrow is transfer, and I just went on a walk to move my body a little bit because I haven't been working out the past 5 days or so. I want my body to be in a very neutral state. I don't want it to be recovering from any exercise. Although my body's very used to exercise, I want to be at a baseline. I also got a CO2 laser done a couple of days ago. That's why I have this Band-Aid on my face. I've wanted to do a CO2 for a while now, and we just kept getting closer and closer to transfer, so I finally did it, which is perfect because I'll still be recovering while I'm recovering from transfer, so it goes hand in hand together, so that's nice. But I've just been reflecting back on this journey and thinking about tomorrow. I haven't really let myself think about it at all, and then occasionally I'll just like burst into tears because I'm like suppressing these feelings. But I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm nervous, I'm scared. I feel like I don't deserve it. I don't deserve for it to work. When you think of God's goodness and my sin and how there's just such a contradiction there. It just feels like it makes sense that it's not going to work, so I'm trying to talk myself out of those feelings. And this whole journey has really been a spiritual battle for me since day one. It's made me question everything from my relationship with God to his character to why things happen, why is there suffering in the world, and I'm still working through a lot of that stuff, so I'm just trying to have a moment of peace today and just reflect and process some of those thoughts and feelings. That way I don't cry tomorrow during the procedure. I was telling AJ that I think I'm gonna cry while they're doing it because I just haven't let myself cry at all about it, except when I can't control it. Tomorrow we have acupuncture both before and after transfer, so I have to be at acupuncture at 8 a.m. and then I have to drive. AJ's gonna drive me down to Miami for the transfer, and then we have to drive all the way back up to Plantation for acupuncture again. So we're probably not gonna be home till 2 o'clock. So it's gonna be a busy day. So yeah, lots of mixed feelings, but I guess we'll just see what happens. We're waiting for the doctor. I have 8. It's happening. That's the embryology lab where the embryos are held, and they're gonna give us an image of our embryo.
All right, so fake
Fake it till you make
till
it.
you make it. Okay.
That would work too.
What's interesting, there's a little more push to the side a little bit. We need some of this valve to move out of the way or we're not going to be able to see our transfer catheter. You have an endometriosis cyst, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see that's endometriosis cyst, that's not uterus. The uterus is going, yes.
Okay, they left the room. We're waiting for my bladder to fill up even more, and it's been 10 minutes, and I'm about to pee my pants. Well, I'm not wearing pants, but I'm about to pee my gown. So I hope they're able to see the uterus because apparently it was to the back, to the left. Oh, I would be so upset with my bladder.
Don't laugh. Don't make her laugh. Don't laugh.
Oh no.
I think I better let her go pee a little bit. She's getting kind of crazy full. Alright, so everyone say a little prayer to whatever forces you believe in the universe.
All clear.
Yay. It's over. I'm pregnant until proven otherwise. They call it poopo. Alright, it's 4 o'clock.
Been driving all day.
I just got out of my second acupuncture of the day. AJ's exhausted. We're both exhausted. It's been a long day. It took them 3 tries to get the
Catheter.
No, the catheter was in there, but the embryo was sticking to the catheter every time she would pull it out. So she had to do it 3 times. So hopefully the baby is in there sticking to my uterus. I love looking at this little picture of it. We're just so tired. I have not been sleeping well. I haven't been sleeping well the past.
Oh man, you guys are crazy. Florida drivers suck. They suck so much.
I'm so exhausted. I haven't been sleeping well, only a couple hours every night. This happened to me during stims as well, and it's just the worst feeling to be sleep deprived during such an important time in your life. But it's just my anxiety, I think. So hopefully I sleep better tonight. I was telling AJ I actually cried during acupuncture this morning. We had to be there at 8 a.m. I was so tired and sleep deprived, and It was a very aggressive treatment this morning, so one of the needles was in my hand and it like shot to my fingertip, and I immediately burst into tears. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm just like super emotional right now. So yeah, but this treatment right after was less intense, and I kind of dozed off during the second treatment, so that's a good sign for tonight. Yeah, super long day, but we're on the way home now. Just gonna chill and take it easy, take a shower, go to sleep. AJ got McDonald's for himself. I did not get McDonald's. I had Fresh Kitchen, which is healthy, but
I had Fresh Kitchen too.
the paper of the picture of the embryo was in my lap in the drive-thru, and the guy was like, "Are you guys expecting?" And AJ was like, "Actually, we are." And it was just like the weirdest thing to actually say that. And he was like, "Sorry to be nosy, but I noticed the picture," which is kind of niche to recognize an embryo photo. I feel like it doesn't look like an ultrasound photo. So that was the first time that we ever publicly said that I'm pregnant. I'm technically pregnant until proven otherwise. Hardest part about the embryo transfer was the peeing situation. My bladder was so freaking full. I had to pee twice to let a little bit out before we could proceed because I was like bursting on the table. But they need your bladder to be full so that they can see where they're inserting the embryo. So it's super important. So it's one of the tougher parts about the whole process, but just so grateful to be over the hump. Next step is a pregnancy test 10 days out from today, but I can start taking at-home tests at like 4 or 5 days after today, which I definitely will be. It's day 2 after transfer. Yesterday and today I was told to basically be a couch potato, not strict bed rest, but just not walking more than a few steps at a time. So it's been pretty good. I was afraid that I was gonna go stir crazy, but yesterday I had a friend come over. So we just like chatted all day, sat on the couch, watched a movie, ordered some food. And then today I'm keeping myself busy with work and insurance bills and just admin stuff, so it's really not been that bad. And then tomorrow I go back to work, and they said I could start walking around the neighborhood tomorrow, so I'm really excited for that because I am getting antsy physically. Like I can tell that my body's like, what are you doing? You need to move a little bit. Other than that, no symptoms. My boobs are really sore, but they were sore before transfer too, I think because of the high levels of progesterone that I'm on. But other than that, I feel completely normal. I'm just gonna try to wait a little bit longer to test. I think I can get a positive. If I am pregnant, I can get a positive either Saturday or Sunday, which is 4 or 5 days post-transfer, so a couple more days to hold out. I was also doing some research with AJ last night about retained embryos in the catheter, how we had to try 3 times. That's actually really rare. It only happens about 1% of the time to have the embryo stuck in the catheter. So we were trying not to overthink about that. There are certain studies that say there's no additional risk of it failing because of that, and then other studies say there's an increased risk of it failing because of that. So basically we don't know. So just trying to stay positive. Yeah, the waiting hasn't been as bad as I thought. I'm definitely like eager to know the answer, and I will test as soon as I think I can get a positive, but I'm not like pulling my hair out. So that is a win in my book.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Could this be the one?
You took a test?
Yeah.
Positive?